So you just landed in Humboldt County, California, or maybe you live here and you're looking for somewhere to play. If you're visiting from out of town, people will certainly ask where you're from, so it's a very inviting and welcoming community. The way that players here find their games is through this app called Playtime Scheduler. It is a free app that you can download. It's also a website. Look for the Humboldt Bay region and get familiar with it. The best time to play in Humboldt is during the summer and early autumn, especially August when we have our big annual pickleball tournament. For the most up-to-date info on outdoor courts and indoor courts, which are not featured in this video, visit the Humboldt Bay Pickleball Club website. If you're a first-time player, I suggest Friday pickleball gear. $5 off. Use the code Redwoods. Let's get into it. This is probably the most popular court. It is the only court that is dedicated to pickleball, meaning we don't need to build our own nets. It's not just lines on a tennis court. We got one of these here. It's 4 on, 4 off. Players that you'll find at Carlson Park are going to be from 3.25 to 4.0. So if you're a brand new player, I would actually suggest not going to Carlson Park on a busy day. Since there is only one exit and entrance, when games end, players will slide from one court to the next to allow the new stack of 4 to come in. There is a dedicated group of players who play almost every morning, starting at about 9 a.m. And then there's a second wave that starts around 4 p.m. There are no lights at this time, so late night play, not really a thing. There is limited parking. If you find that the park is ever full, you can park at a nearby retail area. Because of the queue system, there will be some downtime, and that's just a great opportunity to meet some of the Humboldt players, learn more about Humboldt County pickleball. Highland Park is interesting. It's not really taken off as a spot for consistent open play. A lot of this footage comes from scrambles or tournaments, drill sessions that I've run. You can have up to 8 courts, but it's bring your own net. One of the biggest cons of Highland Park is the wind. The park sits on a higher point and we get wind. The city did install some wind screens recently, and personally I felt like they didn't make too much of a difference. 8 miles per hour and up, very annoying to play in. Something I appreciate about the park is, since there is so much space, as long as you have your own net, you're almost guaranteed to have a spot. You can have up to 3 courts at Larson Park. It's one of those setups where they took a tennis court and on both sides they drew some pickleball lines. Something cool that the club did, they bought some nets and they just left them at Larson. If you are visiting and you don't have a net, you can totally use one of those nets there. Also, this park has lights. Tennis players will be using the space and it can get a bit crowded. For whatever reason, the play tends to be more beginner level. So this place is great if you're just getting started in pickleball or playing for the first time. Next, we have College of the Redwoods. It's also known as CR. And this is my favorite spot to play pickleball in Humboldt County. It's another one of those shared with tennis situations where you only have lines. Something really cool the club did was provide nets for these courts. However, we have to build them every single time we play. The nets are stored in a lockbox. Club members know the code, show up during a hot session. Somebody will be there to build some nets. Games are typically played Tuesday nights. That's probably the best day to play at College of the Redwoods. After that, there's Thursday nights and then Saturday mornings. There are definitely some quality issues. There's like cracks in the ground, overgrowth. Some lines are easier to see than others, messed up fences. Another thing to note is parking. So this is a college campus. Payment for the parking is very, very cheap. I think it's like under $2. If you plan to go to CR often and you want to save some money, I suggest talking to one of the regulars at CR and they'll give you the rundown on how to navigate parking. Okay, so what are the positives and why do I call it my favorite? First off, you're playing surrounded by trees and then there's this big hill. Both of those provide amazing wind coverage. The players themselves that have really made CR their own are very welcoming and friendly and fierce competitors at the same time. There's also lights at this court and boy do the players here use it. Games can start around 4:30 p.m. and they can go until 10 p.m. or even later I think it's just a place where people who love the game and love having a good time convene. I love trying out unique courts, and Shelter Cove is definitely one of those setups. These courts can be found at the very end of a street called Upper Pacific Drive. You'll be parking on the curb. You definitely want to show up when there is a session on Playtime Scheduler. People do have to bring nets. The community here, very nice. The level is very beginner friendly. The footage you see here comes from a tournament that they hold during the summer. Playing on these courts can be a bit tight. There's the curb that's right next to you, so ATPs are quite a bit risky. And then on the other side, there is also grass and bushes and trees. If a ball lands over there, you might risk touching poison oak to get it. If you want to play at a unique court with a great community in a beautiful environment, Shelter Cove is your place to play. I think it's great that you're watching this video. It means that you're looking at Humboldt County for your pickleball fix. Enjoy some great rallies and have fun.